he's a bad person. He's done bad things. He is a sociopath. He's a liar. Like, it's very, very scary.
There are what most people call sociopaths. They get into therapy and they learn from the therapist, and then they take that and use it to victimize the next wave of people they come into.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Today, we're going to talk about an interesting subject.
If they've survived that, they can survive anything.
I watched part 1 of Shane Dawson's new series and was curious to find out more about sociopathic behavior. It intrigued me because it's not instantly recognizable. Sociopaths are almost like chameleons, molding into any situation to get their way. Let me break it down for you. Sociopathy is categorized as an antisocial personality disorder, a mental condition where a person consistently shows no regard for right and wrong and ignores the rights and feelings of others. The exact cause isn't known, but it happens when there are changes in the way the brain functions during brain development. So, what does this mean? Sociopathy is a learned behavior. It all comes into play during brain development at a young age. This means the personality we develop during our childhood is very important. It's a point in our life where we inherit certain tendencies through people or environmental factors. Some risk factors for sociopathy are being abused or neglected during childhood, unstable, violent, or chaotic family life during childhood, family history of personality disorders, or mental illness. Some symptoms of sociopaths are lack of empathy and remorse, using charm or wit to manipulate others for personal gain or pleasure, poor or abusive relationships, disregard for right and wrong, persistent lying or deceit to exploit others.
Some examples here. The kid who grows up in a really rough neighborhood and learns criminality to get by, or learns to be a bully, or gets involved with sort of like the wrong kids and uses a lot of muscle because that's survivalism, but it's not necessarily always comfortable for them. They just learn it. It's the person who grows up with a father who teaches them the business and teaches them how to break the rules.
Would they start sweating and have their heart race if they got pulled over?
They might. They may not feel so good about it. They'll be a little bit more uncomfortable with it, but in time they learn it. Listen, if you broke enough rules, if you lived under certain conditions of lawlessness long enough, you'd adjust to that new world order, if you will. That's what the sociopath does.
Here's the thing. There are times when Jake Paul displayed discomfort, like when his brother Logan kept making videos with his ex-girlfriend.
You go and make videos with my ex-girlfriend, like, you need to stop, dude. Like, it's not cool as a brother. Like, I would never do that to you. I don't think any brother would do that I know of.
That's a sign of emotion. It's not that he doesn't have any emotion, but the fact is, he has very little emotion, meaning very little triggers him. However, don't confuse that with their ability to manipulate.
He was able to be superficially charming. Psychopaths and sociopaths and narcissists make great chameleons. They're definitely able to change the situation to get what they want. And psychopaths in particular, and sociopaths, they view the world as an instrument to fulfill their desires.
Remember when he left a voice message for Shane? I don't know about you, but I felt something off. Even Shane said Jake might be just using him for views, and I totally believe that. I mean, just take a look at Jake's Please Watch This Before Shane Dawson's series video. He plugged his merch again, and used memes and fast cuts to make his video entertaining. No, Jake, that's not the point of a video where you're trying to be empathetic and tell us you don't want anyone to hate on Shane. And there's multiple times where he talks about himself.
I didn't want to make him look bad or have his fans, pissed off at me. I kind of just wanted to make a video because I haven't really talked about it. I haven't shared my side of the story on it.
That's not looking out for Shane. That's looking out for yourself. I'm not sure how much he cares about Shane, or if it's all just an act for him to get Shane's fans to like him. Let's dig a little further.
Sociopaths don't think about consequences. They act first and think later, so they often don't plan in terms of consequences. That's why they have a tendency to lie, cheat, steal, and they tend to have very inconsistent work histories because they're not able to hold a job.
Lie, cheat, and not able to hold a job? I'll get to Jalissa in a second, but not being able to hold a job? Remember when he lost his Disney career? And then when he lost millions of followers on his YouTube channel? Yeah, very inconsistent behavior. Now, the lying and the cheating. According to Alyssa, he cheated on her during their relationship. Then later, when they broke up, he lied and said she cheated on him. He's manipulating the story and making Alyssa seem like a bad person.
They're going to often discard a partner when they don't have much use for them or expect them to have a very specific role. So they may have married her and she may have had their kids. Now she's going to have to put up with their affairs because they want something else, and too bad if you don't like it. This is the new world order and I will destroy you in court. It's that kind of thing.
If you find yourself dating a sociopath or a psychopath, is there any coping, or you just got to get out?
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That could actually be very dangerous. Most people who perpetrate domestic violence are either narcissistic or psychopathic. And so there's a danger there. In other words, they will dispose of you if you get in their way.
Isn't that chilling? They will dispose of you if you get in their way. Yeah. He did that to Alyssa by kicking her out of the house.
Jake's kicking me out. He didn't want to wait for me to get my apartment, which I'm getting in a couple days, so he threw all my stuff downstairs and put a lock on the door.
Let's dig a little further. Maybe Jake isn't a sociopath.
Even though it's about like this like sociopath thing, I know I'm not a sociopath.
Okay, that might not be the best evidence against sociopathy, but maybe it's a case of sibling rivalry to see who can get the most views.
Maybe he thought, I need to be controversial to get big. To get big on this platform, to take it by hands, I need to do something big, I need to change the game.
And he was probably like, I need to be like my brother.
I found this article from Psychology Today that talks about how siblings affect our close relationships. According to psychologist Susan Krauss-Whitburn, your siblings are the ones who give you opportunities to deal with conflict. Whose chores are who's responsible for what chores, who does better in school. When you fight like this with your siblings, you play out relationship themes that will show up in your other relationships as you grow up. Siblings solve a lot of different issues in a lot of different ways. They can rationally debate a resolution, or they can scream and fight until someone gives up and gives in. Siblings are forced to find a way to live together, and in that process, they establish patterns that manifest in cooperation or in hostility. Logan and Jake are always feuding, right? Always seeing who can do the next crazy thing to get more views, even going so far as to get involved with your sibling's ex-girlfriend.
He is always wanting to kick me or punch me or push me down so that he can always be one-upping me.
I'm not sure. I think there's so much lack of respect between the brothers, and I still can't tell if it's all an act or if they're genuinely feuding. Sociopath or sibling rivalry? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I can't imagine waking up every morning and thinking, what am I going to do today that gets me 10 million views? What limit am I going to push?